Hello and welcome to another episode of The Whole Package by Premier Packaging. I'm your host, Billy Watkins, and today I'm joined by Brittany Biggs. Brittany?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am amazing.
Thanks for making it in for this.
Absolutely.
You just got here this morning.
I did,
right?
straight off the
plane. You have other things going on. You're
Yes.
not just doing this for me or for the show, but you've got a big meeting this afternoon.
Yes, design and automation. Very exciting.
So we're gonna keep this as brief as possible. I'm gonna get you there on time. I promise.
Thank you.
We
I
won't
appreciate it.
make you late for your meeting. You are a project management supervisor here at Premier.
Yes,
And you're out of Atlanta.
I am.
Tell us a little bit about your history. Where you're from, where you went to school, that sort of thing.
Out of Atlanta, Georgia, from a small town, Covington, Georgia,
Okay.
which is about 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. Small little town. I love it. Known for a couple of TV shows from Netflix.
We were talking about that, and that seems so cool to me that you've got the giant film industry in Georgia, of course. So, have you seen any brush with celebrities or anything like that? Anything fun?
Yes.
Really?
Walking on the square. Sometimes they come back and do signings or do photo ops, and
Okay.
it's pretty cool because it's such a small town, not a huge city at all. So just to kind of see celebrities is kind of cool in that little area.
You've got the town, and then a film studio lot, right?
There you
It's
go.
just as big as the town, right? And what about schooling? Where'd you come from?
I went to Valdosta State University. It's in Valdosta, Georgia, right outside of Florida. So I got the luxury of spending some weekends at the beach. So that was pretty cool on
Very
the
nice.
weekends. Maybe my parents didn't know I was there all the time, but yeah.
hard to stay on track when you got the beach so close.
Yes,
but,
absolutely.
But here you are. Did you now with the project management duties that you have? Did you go to school for project management? Did you?
Actually, I was an English major, so I
Okay.
guess that can help with communication
That's
a
a
little, right?
springboard to anything.
There you
right?
go.
Yeah, cool. So you have a background actually in packaging, more with film, that sort of thing.
Yes, PET film. So I got some distribution experience as well. So a little bit all over the place, but definitely corrugated. Packaging has always kind of been a strong suit of mine that I just loved, and just project management as well.
How did you get the bug for packaging? What brought you to that?
It's such a large industry, you know. It's an industry that we'll always need, no matter how much we grow, what direction we go in. Packaging is always going to be something in the forefront. You know, walking in the stores and seeing those boxes sometimes can be, a little bit more exciting than some people think.
It touches everything.
There you
That's
go.
certainly something I learned when I got here. It's like, oh wow, had no idea.
Absolutely.
And everything that we do, packaging is involved just about. So how'd you come to join Premier?
Networking, and just I always believe in you don't burn your bridges, right? So
Right.
I work with a couple of employees that are at Premier, and a project management opportunity presented itself, and they reached out, and I applied, and here we are. So that's why I always say, always be able to, keep in contact with people and always have a strong work ethic.
Definitely. Don't burn bridges.
There you go.
If I'd learned that years ago. In your previous jobs, you've been kind of a jack of all trades. You've been in several different positions. You were in sales and customer service and human resource, and that was just part of working for those other packaging companies. You did a little bit of everything, or
Absolutely. Yes.
What did you take with you from all of that?
Project management, right? So I feel no matter what role you're in, you're going to manage some sort of project, whether it's in customer service. HR may not seem like it to some, but I worked on the organizational development side.
Okay.
So I did a lot of project management training, and that's really how I kind of got the bug for project management and wanting to understand projects more and help see them through.
Now, Brittany, I did not ask. You've been with Premier how long? When did you come on board?
April of 2020.
Oh, okay. So right at the start of the pandemic.
Yes.
So that was a
Busy
a
times.
good time
Yes.
to switch jobs.
I know,
guess.
right? Oh my goodness. And it was really busy. But I really came at a great time because it was just so much going on and
Yeah.
I was able to learn so much.
You were able to really hit the ground running.
Yes.
I'm sure. So primarily you work with, even though some of your background was in PET films and that sort of thing. Primarily you do a lot of projects with corrugated packaging, right?
Yes.
I assume with it being Premiere, they are from small projects to very large projects. So tell us a little bit more detail about some of the things you do.
Absolutely. Day to day is working on maybe task management, might be simple RSC type boxes. On the larger scale, they might be more intricate boxes where there's a larger suite, so you have to manage it a little bit differently. Just understanding the scope of the project. Once you understand that and figure out what the customer needs are, then we're able to kind of figure out the best way to use our project management software system.
Okay, and basically satisfying the needs of large corporations to
Absolutely.
correct?
Large retail companies, so many different types of companies that we work with. The cosmetics lines, it's just so many different companies. It's nice to go into some of the stores and see some of our boxes.
Some of our stuff out
Yes.
there. When I think of project managers, and I think of that often, that's my title. I don't even, my title is project manager, so I'm always thinking about it. We juggle a lot of details, deadlines, project challenges, personalities of the folks you're working with.
Absolutely.
How have you learned to tackle all of that?
I think I've learned pretty well. Being a mom, you're always project managing your house.
Yep.
So I have my husband, I have my kids, I'm juggling their schedules and making sure everyone is where they're supposed to be. My husband often tell me, hey, you're a mom right now. You're not like project managing us, but you really do day to day.
How do you? What's the most important thing for you once things are up and going? Once a project is, at least you've got the scope of it, you've got the information you need. What's the most important thing to move it to the next step from your experience?
Organizing and communication. Just understanding that you have everything organized, you have all your details together, and you're communicating the needs of what the customer wants and that timeline. You understand that, you can really hit the ground running.
Yeah. What is a typical work day like for you?
Typical work day in project management. Well, I would say the first thing we do is kind of access our new projects. So we review what we have, understand what is priority, what are the budgets, what's going on with the project, who has the biggest fire that needs to be put out, what
Yeah.
needs to be retouched, if there's something that the customer might change their mind on. So just understanding everything and balancing what's the most important.
Without being too specific, are there any projects that you're particularly proud of that you've been able to accomplish here at Premiere?
Yes, it's quite a few. I would say just the more complex projects. I love those. They make me use my brain a little bit more, and I'm able to come up with new inventive ways to manage the project. So those complex projects I'm always very proud of.
What would you tell someone who's interested in getting into project management, into the field? What's a important first step for them?
Maybe asking yourself, are you organized? Or do you have good memory? Do you pay attention to detail? Those are, just some important things that any project manager will need to be able to do and understand. So if you can answer yes to those questions, then maybe get you a good mentor that might be already in project management and learn just the scope of it and understanding it.
For sure. It is, and I can attest to this, it can be a very stressful job to have. A lot of moving parts typically, and like we said, personalities and issues and the fires that come up. How do you deal with that stress? What do you like to do for fun?
It might be more project managing, which is so weird, but my fun.
You
I'm
solve
actually.
it with more.
I know, with more project management. I actually help run a booster club for a local high school football team.
Awesome.
So I have really brought that huge project into light, but something that wasn't there, and I saw a need, and I like hit the ground running. And I also coach competition cheerleading.
wow.
So that's
So this is like a busy time for you right now.
yes,
You're
it
crazy
definitely
with
is. My weekends are definitely busy, for sure.
But provides you a nice outlet to unwind and
Absolutely.
and do some of the more important things in life, right?
Yes.
Cool. Where do you see yourself headed in the future? Continuing with this?
Definitely love project managing for sure. I will say that it's nice to look at the way our department is growing and knowing that product development is kind of under us now and under Pam, and just understanding where we're going with it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty exciting, and I hope that maybe eventually I can kind of get involved with the product development side and maybe help manage those projects as well. And just understanding, just not doing the day-to-day task assigning, but also just understanding the scope of product development, understanding the engineering side and the marketing side, and what are we going to do and how are we going to move the product.
Big push to kind of bring all of that together into one
Absolutely.
beautiful machine, all
Yes.
functioning together. Yeah, it's exciting. Anything else? Have I missed anything? You know what? I wanted to go back to. Is there anybody, any specific person you've gotten an autograph from in Covington?
Denzel.
Oh, there you
yes,
go. Yeah,
absolutely.
that's about as big as it gets.
Yes, that was as big as it gets. Some of the movies that are there now they're huge to me, but I don't know if you've seen Magnolias on Netflix or maybe
no.
Vampire Diary. Magnolias is my favorite.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. So just watching those and kind of seeing where everything is. That's what my husband and I do sometimes on the weekend. That is definitely another outlet. Watching and say, oh, I know where that place is, or oh, there's the clock, or that's kind of exciting.
So you can watch the shows and do a little. Oh yeah, hey, that's our.
Absolutely, yes.
That's pretty cool. I'd like to come down and check that out at some point if you'll have me.
Please. Absolutely, yes. I would love for
That
you
kind
to
of
come out.
surprised you, didn't it? I mean, when you fly back,
I fly back on Thursday.
Okay, all right. I'm kind of free this weekend. So
There you go. Come on down. We'll have a
see.
little fun.
We'll check out some Netflix shows being filmed.
Yes.
I like it. Brittany Biggs, it was very nice talking to you today.
You as well. Thank you for
appreciate
having
you
me.
coming. I hope we're done in time for your meeting.
Absolutely, yes. I'm going to be on time for sure.
Good luck with your meeting. I hope
All
it
right.
goes well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tell everyone I said hello.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate you.
I thank you very much for joining us. And until next time, I'm Billy Watkins with the Whole Package by Premier Packaging. Thanks, everybody.
Do you have comments, questions, or ideas about this topic? If so, we'd like to hear from you. Please visit primpack.com/podcast to let us know what you think. Thanks.